I've got the Evolve 50, but I was looking at something that could do larger events, more guests. Although I like the Evolve 50, I was not going to buy two of them. So I decided to buy something that could cater for larger events, and I decided on this. The ES1203 from DB Technologies. As you can see, it's a lot bigger than the Evolve 50, and it is a lot heavier. And I must say, if you compare them, looking at them, the DB Technologies does look dated when it comes to looking at the EV. But that I'm not worried about, because where the Evolve 50 fails, the 1203 triumphs. So with my EV Evolve 50, you have the one single 12-inch sub, and just like the K sub with the DB Technologies, you have two 12-inch subs in this cabinet. When it comes to build quality, this system is solid. This is very similar to my Evox 12. Same kind of finish, solid. So you've got a handle on the side, handle on the top, recessed, so I can see the dinner plates appearing on that again. There's a handle on this side as well. All convection cooled. Wonderful DSP, which I will go into. I like how the display sits off the top and not directly at the back like some of your systems or some of your subs. I think it's a lot more easily accessible, just like the Evolve 50. So let's get that in focus. Right, so so looking at your instrument and your microphone options on channel 1. Right, so if you go to channel 1, sorry about this, try and get that a bit easier. But yeah, so look at that. So you got your level 1, so you can see you got your instruments. You can change it from microphone or instrument, and you got your EQ again on your microphone or your instrument. You got a high pass filter. You can go for none or anti-feedback filter. So the channel 1 mic filters, high pass filter and anti-feedback filter. Let's go back, and when you go to instrument, let's go to instrument. Sorry about the picture here. So I've gone to instrument now, and it's different. The gain level, when you click on that, oh, that wasn't the one. Yeah, that gain, if you look it, oh, sorry, this is very difficult to see, isn't it? But it actually flips up from 0 to 10 to 20. Don't know if you can see that, but there on the gain. So that's a little bit about channel 1 and the microphone and the instrument settings. Apologies for the picture. Right, so have a quick look at this DSP. If you look at the speaker on the left, you can see, if I click on it, so you can see the top speaker, position angling up, position angling down, the two top speakers and the sub, that option. Going through all of those, you can change your options. I'll just go to that. Let me just move around now. So you got, as you can see, you got your Bluetooth setting there. Go through to your menu again. Main level at the top. See that changing. How about that? Let's go to channel 2 and 3. So right, so you can see you got your level 1 there. You can, if I click on that, so you can slide that up and down. Just come out of that. So you've got your EQ. So if you look, like, let's say, see skipping across to the mid frequencies, low frequencies, high frequencies. So you can go low frequencies, click on that. You see you can change the level of that. Go to 0, same again. You can go to your high frequencies, you can change the shape of that. You go back to 0 or wherever you want to go. Come out of that. Let's go back. So as you got EQ, you got auxiliary, you got your levels again. Sorry, you've got the, so there you can have your left and right, or your line there. Your option. I'm just going through this, not making too much sense. Sorry about this, but it's difficult looking through this camera and trying to do that. But as you can see, there's so much you can do in the DSP. So much more than I can go through. Moving on. What do you get? You get this top speaker. Well, there's two of them. And you got the option, you can mount that on the pole. That is that end. The other end is the same. You can click these two together. This is solid also. Very rugged, just like the Evox, or just like my Evox 12. You go. Got these two clips, you just press them and unlock the speakers. That's it, unlocked. That's the locking system on that. That's the locking system on that. What do you get? You get two poles. You get this extendable pole. You get this solid pole. So as you can see, we're back to threaded poles again. You've got your clips. You get a 2-pin mains plug. You also get a 3-pin UK. You get a very long speak-on. Two very long speak-ons and one shorter speak-on. This is what I like as well, just a bit like the Evox 12. You get a couple of bags. This is the bags for your top speaker. Nice bag that is, rugged. You also get a nice big bag for your sub, which if you've got subs, you know that these bags aren't cheap when you want to cover your subs. So the system, we know what it is. It's the ES1203 from DB Technologies. One thing I have to say about this system is it is super loud. This system, wow, it can hit some limits. This system you definitely need to demo if you are looking for an array system, compact array, that can really hit some volume levels. Two of these, Christ. What can I say about it? It is very heavy. I think the Evolve 50 weighs less than just the sub. There's no wheels on it like my Evox 12, so this is heavy to move about. But once you, this size wise, it's the same size as my K sub, my QSC K sub, but obviously it's a lot heavier. This system's got 3 amplifiers in it. I have to stress the volume levels that you can get with this, and this doesn't even break into a sweat. I know the Evox, so I know the Evolve 50 is a totally different system, but I had the 2 of them outdoors and this didn't even break into a sweat, whereas the Evolve 50 was gritting its teeth, and this had so much more in the bag. I had the Evolve 50 on plus 10 dB and this was on 0 and still louder, and it was saying, come on, I can do a lot more than that. There's so much more in the bag. This system can hit some extreme volume levels and still be happy. Right, another thing I want to say about this is, one moment. One thing I like about this system, and what I want to stress on, especially beginners now, or yeah, to beginners. You see a DJ, and your DJ has a booth, a speaker one side, a speaker the other side. It's a nice, clean, tidy setup. Very symmetrical, the same speaker, both sides, maybe 2 subs and then 2 tops. You don't have to have a system like that. And this is one thing I like to see. I've never thought it has to always look like that. It doesn't. Look at this system. You can have the sub and the top speaker on one side, a tripod, and the other speaker the other side. You can even have a RCF system one side and an EV or a Yamaha or a QSC or whatever one side. I don't think people take much attention to what system you do have. I think as a DJ, you think more about what you have than your guests. As long as the sound's there, they can sing along. I don't think they really care too much what you've got. But I know you like to have a nice, clean, tidy setup, but you don't need to have a setup like this. You can have this setup with another sub somewhere else, or a 2-way somewhere else. So I like about this, look at the configurations you got. Look, you've got the, you got one sub in the middle, and you can have 2 speakers either side for stereo. You can have the one thing on mono, so you can have 2 of these side by side. That would be, I don't know what the volume levels would hit then, but that would be unbelievable when it comes to sound. The whole thing sounds great. I like the configurations you got with the setup. I mean, there's no law or there's no rule to say that I can't have the DB Technologies one side and I can have the Evolve 50 the other side. 2 compact column arrays. Sometimes when you go to a venue, you're shoved in a corner. You're told where to put speakers. You can't put them where you want to. And you might not like how it sounds, you might not like how it's set up, but you're forced into these areas, or maybe you're forced to put your speaker in another area because that's where you're allowed to put your speakers. Have to remember you have to power these things, but as long as they can sing along to the songs or they can have a good old boogie. The tripod does not come with the system, but you can use your own tripod. You can use your own. I've just got my own and that fits, that suits, good. So there it is, a brief little overview of the ES1203 from DB Technologies. Fantastic system. If you're looking for something that can hit some extreme volume levels, this you have to demo. Thank you for watching.